Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spotless Minds podcast, version 2.0.
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Alan,
I'm Greg.
I'm James.
and we are going to talk about a new film this time, which is called The Social Network.
I think they changed it just to Social Network.
Really?
It's more elegant that way.
Oh, I get it. It's like a thing in the movie.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
like, we're going to be doing that a lot. Keep up.
I never do. So yeah, this is in case you live in a rock, under a rock,
On a rock.
or on a rock, any kind of rock
In a rack.
living situation, you will probably know that this is the Facebook movie, or as some people say, the Farmville movie,
Wow, that was
right?
awful.
Because
Terrible.
there's so many Farmville.
Let's move on.
Oh, should rewind and delete that later?
Let's cut that out.
Okay.
You said that last time, and you never cut out any of my bad jokes.
I know, because they were so bad. They were funny.
All right.
That made me
So
laugh.
I think we've already talked about it amongst ourselves in social situations and whatnot, but I think there's a consensus. We all enjoyed the film, yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, that was the Spotless Minds podcast.
It's good to see you guys. See you later.
Joke landed. Let's move on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. James always writes down notes to sort of guide us along. So, James, if you want to...
I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of Jesse Eisenberg's performance. Like, was it... do you think it stacked up better than his other performances? Do you think... Some people thought that he portrayed it as if he had Asperger's, and whether you thought he did or not. Also, is he the poor man's Michael Cera or the rich man's?
I think he's the rich man's Michael Cera. Because I think...
thinking man's Michael
Yeah,
Cera.
I think he's he's a more courageous actor than Michael Cera, because what is this? We have Adventureland, Zombieland, The Squid and the Whale,
Land.
and then
The Education of Charlie Banks. I never saw it.
that he wasn't in that.
Yes, he was.
He was?
Pretty sure.
Is that a movie?
It's a movie.
It's got Robert Downey
Straight-
Jr. in it.
straight to
and he-
DVD, I'm
and he
pretty
holds he holds a gun and he shoots things with it, and I was just like,
Is that
hey,
Charlie Bartlett?
Oh yeah, that's the movie you're thinking of.
Yeah,
That's
I was
Anton
thinking.
Yelchin.
Yeah, I was thinking of Charlie Bartlett. Okay, you're probably right then. Wow, big mistake on my part. Damn.
We got it on tape too.
Shit.
How embarrassing.
Anyway, as for Eisenberg's performance, I absolutely loved it. Now, I don't know Mark Zuckerberg as a person. For all I know, he's a wonderful guy. But I really did enjoy the character of Mark Zuckerberg. I thought he was one of the most interesting assholes I've ever seen on film or television. And the way that he portrayed him, I never once thought that he portrayed him like he had Asperger's. I just thought he portrayed him as like he was just a driven guy who had little or no regard for the social norms of society, which I think added to the irony of the fact that this is the guy who created the biggest social networking software and system that we've ever seen in the entire world. The fact that he has no idea how to actually interact with people one-on-one.
How hateful he is.
And how actually hateful he is. I just wanted to, something that I had a problem grasping, and that I'm kind of glad they didn't try to answer. They gave hints, and you took what you will from it, is what was driving him. Like, you know how in There Will Be Blood, Daniel Plainview is driven by this hatred, right? This greed and this hatred that you don't know where it comes from, right? And to make a comparison, Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network is driven by this ambition, right? And at first you think it's like to get into the clubs, but then he thumbs his nose at them, then you think it's like maybe it's for this girl, but then he doesn't really care, and then it's like, is it for money? He doesn't care about money. What is he doing this for? What were your guys' thoughts on that? What is his motivation? What is his ambition?
That's
Where does he get it from?
That's a tough one. I don't think I can even answer that. But I do think that David Fincher has an idea, and Aaron Sorkin, and they really carried it through. Like, he is really driven. I feel like his character is informed consistently throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But as to what's driving him, I don't know. It's like he just wants to give a fuck you to the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like I mean, the way they portrayed it in the movie, at least, it seemed like it definitely started out as being kind of a vindictive, Erica, what's her name, is a bitch. Like, that was I think that's the first thing he wrote in his blog or whatever when he was first starting to, work on the algorithms or whatever they were to create the face mash or whatever it was that eventually instilled the inspiration for Facebook. But yeah, I think that while that may have started it, I think that kind of the recognition and just the fact that it crashed the Yale servers and like
Harvard.
Whatever, the Ivy League servers and
Just Harvard.
shut up. I don't care where he's from. But all that stuff and like the two what were their names? Vinderklaas?
The Winklevoss.
Winklevoss
Or
brothers.
Winklevi
Winklevoss. Anyway, the twin guys, approach him and were like, oh, we got this idea and we want you to do it. And so he kind of recognized his own importance through that. And then I think just kind of, just wanted to do bigger and better things than what he did with his original concept and took off from there.
Now, speaking of the Winklevoss, or however you will choose to pronounce the name, those two characters, in every instance when they flash back to the deposition room, I thought, and this is the only time I thought this, Zuckerberg was in the right for that entire time. I honestly thought he was.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I honestly didn't think they had any grounds.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I never did, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know how true to life, etc. it was, but from what the film portrayed, I definitely thought they had no grounds to, sue him for, what was it?
Intellectual
property theft, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if none of the coding was the same, then they have no grounds at all. Like, I mean, the idea for Harvard Connection is not an original enough idea to really claim that you made it.
Yeah, well, and like arguably even Facebook wasn't technically an original idea when it was invented. It was just the way he did it that made it so popular.
Yeah, and the ease of use is what's, I think, got a lot of people into Facebook, because like you go onto something like, this is not about the movie right now, but you go onto something like MySpace and it's just, I can't stand using networking sites like that because there's so much, it's a mess. It's a huge mess. But Facebook is very boom, boom, boom. It looks like a really smart guy made it, right?
Yeah, clean and simple, that was the whole point of it.
Extremely clean and simple. Now, like, back to the deposition rooms thing, you switch over to the Eduardo room, and it's completely opposite. I think Eduardo is in the absolute right, and I would like to give a round of applause to Andrew Garfield for that performance. And making me think that he's actually going to be a genuinely decent Spider-Man. Thank you, Alan.
You didn't mean a real round of applause.
You can do it. It's
okay.
all good.
No,
I'm stoked on your enthusiasm.
No, yeah, I loved him. He was probably my favorite part of the movie. I had some prior excitement just knowing that he will be playing Spider-Man, and I'm a huge Spider-Man geek, so I had high hopes for him as an actor, and he met those expectations, and therefore got me really excited. And really, he was probably the only that I can think of offhand, only, good character, really.
He was the good guy.
Yeah, like, he was the only one that I could, actually empathize with and not think you're just some rich asshole.
Yeah.
Even though she wasn't a big character, I felt that way about Rooney Mara. I could really sort of take her side and empathize with her. Especially that's true. I think that first scene is incredible.
Yeah, the first conversation was very good. And yeah, she's definitely...
99 takes for that scene?
99 takes.
Jesus.
That's crazy.